The rise and rule of Joseph Stalin, the Iron Man behind Soviet Russia. Hey everyone, welcome back to Deep Talk. Today, we're taking a deep dive into the life of one of the most powerful and controversial figures in history, Joseph Stalin. From his rise to absolute power in the Soviet Union to the fear and control that marked his reign, Stalin's story is one of ambition, brutality, and immense impact on the world. Let's unravel the life of the man who became the Iron Fist of Soviet Russia. Early life. The making of a revolutionary. Joseph Stalin was born as Iosif Vissarionovich Zhukashvili on December 18, 1878, in a small town called Gori, Georgia, which was then part of the Russian Empire. He came from a poor, struggling family with an alcoholic father and a deeply religious mother. Despite this tough start, Stalin's ambition and intelligence were evident early on. Initially, Stalin's mother wanted him to become a priest, so he enrolled in a seminary. But instead of pursuing religion, young Stalin was drawn to the writings of Karl Marx, setting the stage for his revolutionary journey. Number 2. The rise to power, from revolutionary to Bolshevik leader. Stalin's revolutionary activities began in the early 1900s when he joined the Bolshevik faction of the Russian Social Democratic Labor Party, led by Vladimir Lenin. He quickly became known for his ruthless tactics, including organizing strikes, protests, and even bank robberies to fund the movement. His loyalty to Lenin and his ability to operate behind the scenes made Stalin a key figure in the Bolshevik Revolution of 1917, which led to the overthrow of the Russian monarchy and the establishment of a communist state. Number 3. The power struggle. After Lenin, Stalin's strategic moves. After Lenin's death in 1924, a power struggle ensued among the Soviet leadership. Stalin, who was General Secretary of the Communist Party, used his position to gradually consolidate power, outmaneuvering his rivals, including Leon Trotsky, who many saw as Lenin's true successor. Through manipulation, clever alliances, and ruthless tactics, Stalin eliminated his competition. By the late 1920s, he had become the undisputed leader of the Soviet Union, cementing his grip on power. Before, the Great Purge, Stalin's reign of terror. Once in power, Stalin unleashed a period of intense political repression known as the Great Purge. Between 1936 and 1938, Stalin systematically eliminated anyone he saw as a threat to his rule, including military leaders, intellectuals, and even his closest allies. Millions were executed or sent to the gulags, brutal labor camps in Siberia. Stalin's paranoia and desire for absolute control led to a climate of fear across the Soviet Union. Yet, despite this repression, he maintained immense popularity among many for his role in modernizing the country. 5. Industrialization and the five-year plans, building a superpower. One of Stalin's most significant contributions was transforming the Soviet Union from a largely agrarian society into an industrial superpower. His series of five-year plans focused on rapid industrialization, increasing steel production, building factories, and modernizing infrastructure. However, this rapid progress came at a massive human cost. Millions of peasants were forced off their land and into collective farms, leading to widespread famine, most notably in Ukraine, where the Holodomor, a man-made famine, killed millions. 6. World War II, Stalin versus Hitler. As World War II approached, Stalin made a non-aggression pact with Nazi Germany, thinking he could avoid war with Hitler. But in 1941, Hitler betrayed Stalin and launched Operation Barbarossa, a massive invasion of the Soviet Union. Despite being caught off guard, Stalin rallied the Soviet people, and the Red Army eventually turned the tide. The Battle of Stalingrad in 1942-43 was a key victory, marking the beginning of the end for Hitler's forces. By 1945, Soviet forces had not only driven the Nazis out of Russia, but also marched into Berlin, playing a crucial role in Hitler's defeat. 7. Post-war Stalin, the Cold War begins. After the war, Stalin emerged as one of the most powerful leaders in the world. He played a key role in establishing Soviet dominance over Eastern Europe, which led to the Cold War, a tense standoff between the Soviet Union and the Western powers led by the United States. The Cold War was marked by an arms race, ideological battles, and the constant threat of nuclear war. Stalin's Soviet Union was at the center of it all, as he sought to spread communism worldwide. 8. Stalin's death and legacy, the end of an era. Joseph Stalin's rule finally came to an end on March 5, 1953, when he died of a stroke. His death marked the end of an era in Soviet history, but his legacy was far from over. Stalin left behind a complex and controversial legacy. He transformed the Soviet Union into a global superpower, but his rule also brought immense suffering and the deaths of millions. Even today, opinions about Stalin remain deeply divided. 9. The legacy of fear and power. Lessons from Stalin's rule. Stalin's story is a cautionary tale of how absolute power can corrupt and destroy. He achieved incredible things for the Soviet Union, but the price was brutal repression, paranoia, and fear. As we look back on history, it's important to remember the lessons of Stalin's reign, the dangers of unchecked power, the human cost of rapid progress, and the fragile balance between leadership and tyranny. Joseph Stalin was a man who reshaped history, but his legacy is one of both awe and horror. If you found this deep dive into Stalin's life insightful, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the Deep Talk for more historical stories. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay curious, stay informed,